time for us to leave.
We didn't want to.
Great.
It was.
It's so great to sit and have dinner like that and just talk and eat and talk and crack up and have good food, have good wine, and just it was just great. It was really great.
Yeah, it was dope, man. So, so James said something to me yesterday morning when he called me for my birthday, and I took a note of this, and I wanted to bring it up as a topic. Let me see. Let me find my joint. So he told me yesterday morning when he called me that he admired me, right? So he said that as much growth as he's had in his life, improving himself and just learning and just growing as a man in this world, he said that he sees some things in me that he's still. Basically, he's looking to achieve or bring into his own life, and he said he admires me, and I thanked him. Of course, we have mature conversations when we speak to each other, whether it's in a public setting or just one on one, and it made me think. And the question I'm asking, just throwing it out there, I'm not sure if you'll be able to answer this or the viewers and listeners. Are black men afraid to express admiration of their friends to their friends?
Oh, well, that's definitely not something that I could answer because I'm not a black
right.
man. However, when we watch, just like he was talking about black men smiling and seeing natural joy.
Yes.
We talked about that at the table.
We talked about that yesterday.
I think it's a process of healing. It's a process of not feeling like you're less than and being comfortable with vulnerability around your friends. And I think that's where there has to be a level of comfort in being vulnerable and having those type of conversations with your friends. But I can't answer. Black men have to answer that. I can't.
I'm starting to notice and participate with some of my friends expressing that we love each other.
And that's so beautiful.
Yeah.
I heard you say it on the phone to a couple people when you got off the phone. I was like, oh.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
That's so great.
Reach that level, and that's it's a great thing.
It is.
Because a lot of us grew up in families that didn't express that to each other, including me. You know what I'm saying? I was gone in the military and maybe even out of the military by the time my dad really became he became a little churchified for a little while. And excuse me, he realized, I might have said this on the pod before, that we don't say this to each other, and he wanted to change that. So, and he literally had the conversation of what his intentions were with me, and then he implemented it. Nice. And that got all of us to doing that. You know what I'm saying? None of us had never heard that from my parents and stuff growing up. So taking that, and now kind of, here we are years later, and, us black men, I think we're kind of evolving a little bit, and you know what I'm saying, and kind of like we realize the importance of knowing that.
I think it's great.
Yeah.
I think it's good. And just like he said about seeing black men smile, there's actually an Instagram page called Black Men Smile.
Oh, yeah.
And it is just pure joy and showing joy. And it's not often that black men get to feel comfortable enough to just show joy. And you said like smiling in pictures.
Yeah.
And just smiling. And you can just greet someone and just smile and say hello. And it's kind of like a thing where some folks feel like they have to cross the street on the other side when you're walking, and some folks feel comfortable with certain black men, and they're the comfortable black men. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's two different sides of that.
Yeah.
But at the same token, everyone should be able to feel comfortable enough to showcase their joy, their authentic joy, and just not feel like they can't smile and they got to be hard all the time.
Like it's not masculine or whatever.
Yeah, like they're not masculine. Like, what is not masculine about smiling and telling someone you love them and kissing on your kids and, all of those things?
Yeah, and, just the smiling thing. And as I was telling James and you guys yesterday, like I learned that from a friend of mine, my boy Vic. You know what I'm saying? Vic I never smiled in my photos as a kid, all the way through high school, through the military. Really? I never smiled in my photos. I always mean mug. I learned it from my dad. My dad was like that. My dad was so serious. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Even when he was funny, he was serious. You know what I mean? So it's like sometimes you're like, I don't know if I should laugh too hard. Like he's really funny, but and don't come off and be like, oh man, you stupid. You might catch a bad one.
Really?
Yeah. I've seen him do it before. So the serious.
See, you do that too about the stupid thing.
No.
Yeah.
If you say you stupid,
yeah,
I don't get serious.
You did once. It was like a
With
long time. It was so long ago, but I remember that. I was like, okay, note to self: don't joke like that.
Really?
Yes.
It must have been a crazy scenario.
We were driving. We were in a car, and I had said something like "you stupid" or whatever. You were like,
Yeah, it had to be some context to that
Yeah.
because I'm not that. You know what I'm
no.
saying? I'm not like that with like the way my dad was.
Yeah. But your dad is so much fun.
He is. I mean, he's way older now.
He's so much fun.
He's no longer carrying his brass knuckles around and weapons in his vehicle. You know what I'm saying? Like he's not that in that mode anymore.
I can't even see that from him. He's so much fun.
Fortunately, I didn't see a lot of it. I saw the weapons, but I didn't really see him.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't see a lot of the violence. I just heard about it and was told about it. And I witnessed him going out to inflict it, but I wasn't with him when he actually did it.
Gotcha.
But I digress. We can talk about my dad another time. I'm open to talk about him. So the smiling thing, so my boy Vic, he was a public personality when he was DJing and stuff like that, and very well known. So he would always smile in pictures and photos, and it just clicked for me one time. Once I got into the public eye with Whiskey and Kicks, and I was like, yo, I gotta, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I just started smiling. So I smile all the time in every photo. It's like you rarely see me not smiling in a photo.
You have a magnificent smile.
Thank you, man. Yeah,
That's
my birthday weekend, baby.
That's my photo of you in the phone. Like you smiling. That's my favorite picture of you. Like, yeah.
Appreciate that.
Smile more.
So yeah, black men smile more.
Yeah.
Black men express that love. You know what I'm saying? Feel free to let your brother know that you admire him, and that you learn things from him. Like I learned a lot of stuff from like Joe, hanging out with Joe, because I was street adjacent growing up, but Joe was, not to put my guy out there too much, but Joe was in the streets.
No.
He was in the more than I was. So there's certain things, like while I, wasn't completely naive, there's certain things I learned from Joe moving around, as far as how you move among certain type of people, so on and so forth. So, and I'm not afraid to say that. That's fine.
Right.
You know what I mean? So yeah, that was just a dope little tidbit. Another gem that I got from my guy,
Yes.
James. You know what I'm saying?
Who married us?
Who married us? Yeah, right.
You don't often get to hang out with the people who marry you.
Nope.
Usually it's a pastor from the church, and you won't see him again unless you are a member actively attending said church.
And donating money.
And tithes and doing all that
Actively
stuff.
needs money, right?
After you give him his check for performing your ceremony. Okay?
Right.
But James performed our ceremony, and he was very instrumental in you turning the corner to us getting to that point.
He absolutely was.
We were cool. I was cool. We were cool. We were just going to be life partners, and that was it. And then you had a conversation, and your outlook and your vision on things changed. And before you knew it, we had 5 weeks, and then we were getting married.
Yeah, we got married, and yeah, James, the James segment, apparently. Right?
Apparently, this is the James segment. I don't know how he's going to feel about this.
He's an impactful brother, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
This is a conversation that, again, we had at the dinner table last night.
Yeah.
That we shared the idea of marriage. We didn't see the need for it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We were together and we had these conversations in the Keys, I believe, right?
Yeah.
And it was like, we didn't, I don't know if that was a conversation, but anyway, we had the conversations about how we felt about marriage.
Yeah.
And James introduced this village mentality, you know what I'm saying, of the meaning and the importance of putting our union up in front of our village and letting them participate in it. You know what I'm saying? And we did that, right? We did it in a way that most people that we know, they weren't familiar with.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It
was very foreign to everyone.
Right. We have we ever, No, let's say
Yeah,
that.
let's say that.
that.
That's
Let's say
another.
that. We might have to sell that.
Yeah, we might.
You know, I'm working on things.
Yes, I know.
So, so in turn, him marrying us, he sat there and witnessed what we put together and what the love and all those things, right? It's palpable, right? You can feel it. He witnessed those things and in turn took on, I guess, part of his own mentality and maybe the importance amplified in his brain and his heart and took that home to Zendo. And, you know, saying, I'll let her tell her story of how she received that.
How she received it is great. It's great.
A great story.
It's a great story.
She's a great storyteller. I love it. And then they got married and they took what we did and just they put it back in the pot and boiled it down some more, yo.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Because I was like, I wanted to be there.
right.
Yeah, but
It was beautiful.
It's beautiful, and we cried when we watched it. I'm all up here watching the video. Oh my god! Oh.
There was almost tears shed last night.
Yes.
I think everybody held it back a little bit at some point last night.
Absolutely.
Just kind of reminiscing and so we like you said off camera, we weren't planning on talking about this, but this is where the energy took us.
But it's good to have village like that and support and love and the ability, like you said, to be vulnerable, to share things and commune and just have a good time.
Yeah, you need that.
You need that. You totally need that. Everybody needs that.
You know, so shout out to Ginger Zendo. Shout out to you putting that together.
Hey, and the birthday is not over because